if you get an opportunity to buy just one machine, audiometer, emittance, ABR, auto acoustic emission, VEMP or anything, just one machine can be purchased, then the only machine which I would prefer to purchase is an pure tone audiometer. Remember, it's a subjective test, but you can test across the frequency, across the intensities, both the ears separately, put the bone conduction. That gives you the type of hearing loss and the degree of hearing loss, right? So no compromise with the audiometer. This is the best piece of equipment which we have as compared to anything else which you see here. Because it is a subjective test. It's a subjective test, right? The person has to respond to things. If you do not give the instruction properly, or if you do not have adequate amount of caution in going across the procedure, it's not going to work. There is going to be error. And the error, the amount of error which is permitted in pure tone audiometer is how much? Let's say 250 Hz. I found out a threshold. The amount of error which is permitted is how much? Plus minus 10 dB, not more than that. If you do not take up your procedures appropriately, it's much likely that your findings are not okay. Nowadays we are having this digitally programmable hearing aids. It's much essential that the thresholds are okay. Don't take it casually. Okay? This is how the instructions are done. It starts like this. See, you have come here with a hearing loss, or you have come here to test your hearing. For that, we are going to perform a test known as pure tone audiometry. Step 1, you inform the test. Okay? In this pure tone audiometry, we have your audiometer there, and these are the headphones. I'll put these headphones to your ears, and I'll test one ear at a time. Right ear with red, and left ear with blue. So I'll put the headphones, I'll test one ear at a time. What is going to be done is, I'm going to give some noise or some tone, which will sound like whistles. Ding, ding, ding. Something like this, like whistles, which will be given through these headphones, one at a time, remember. The moment you hear a sound or a pure tone, that's what we call, you have to put your fingers up and then down. You don't have to do like this, or you don't have to be, no. You hear it, crisp, down, heard it, gone, heard it, gone. Clear? When the right ear is being stimulated, right ear. When the left ear is being stimulated, left ear. Okay? But remember one thing. We are interested in knowing how minimal you hear. So, we are checking your threshold, the point where you hear 50% of the time. So, you have to raise your finger even if you think you are hearing. Correct?
Yes.
And then I'll be putting the headphones to your ears. Okay? And wherever you hear, you have to raise your fingers. So I put on the headphones like this to the center of the head. Ensure it is snugly fit, because what is the amount of pressure that should be there on the
500 grams.
500 grams. Remember that. Okay? So these are basic settings which have to be done. In case the person is using the patient response switch, that has to be instructed appropriately. Switch, leave, switch. But still I prefer the hands, because people are much more interactive and you know whether you are doing it to the left ear or to the right ear. Understood? That's how instructions are given. Done.